How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you guys a few games of ranked seasons and my push for World Series. I'm currently at an 853 rating, and I kind of bounced back. I mean, I'm one of the most inconsistent MLB The Show players, I think, because I did at one point have a losing record. I was like 8-9, and then I did go ahead and win about 9 out of 11 games in a row or so, and strung together some wins, and I was able to make it into the CS. So I'm at 850 something rating, and I'm playing and making a push for World Series. I think I'm about 3 or 4 wins away from making it in a row. But facing 99 overall Kershaw once again. I did previously do a debut video with Kershaw on the mound, and he is once again taking the mound in this one. Definitely have a good start to this game. A couple hard ground balls where the opponent was diving and unable to make the play there as Stanton beats that one out. It brings up Kenny Lofton, who is also making his debut in this video. I've played with him a few games when I was making this push for World Series, and I do have a bunch of clips of his gameplay. But all around, this is a solid card. There as he hits a ground ball. Rogers Hornsby missed it completely. I'm not really sure what happened on that one. He ran right by it, but it was a double play ball, and I was able to score a run. So now I'm looking to take advantage of this situation. And here I am able to score another run. I got kind of greedy and tried to advance with Kenny Lofton to third base. I figured the opponent would just go for the out and throw it to first. Here, Jose Ramirez is just taking off. He doesn't give a crap. He's just going all the way for home plate. I don't really know what happened there. I think when I tried to send Kenny Lofton to third base, I think I accidentally sent Ramirez to third as well. He just kept continuing on to home plate. Anyway, we have a 2-run lead in this one, and later on the opponent had something cooking here. He has Ichiro up at the plate with 2 guys on base, and I was able to get out of the jam there. Giancarlo Stanton is coming in to make the grab. I kind of mixed it up a little bit out there with my left fielders. I was using Ronald Acuna. I was using Giancarlo Stanton. I had Jay Buhner as a reserve as well. And I kind of just wanted to go with a little bit of a better outfield since I did pick up that Kenny Lofton. He does have amazing diamond fielding out there in center field. It doesn't even have an arm pretty much at like 50 something, but solid card overall with 98 speed. I definitely wanted to get that guy since I don't have Signature Series Tony Gwynn yet, and I did pick Frank Thomas. But this opponent does have a bunch of Signature Series players because he's a gold level player through the XP reward path, and I'm just looking to try to break this game open. I mean, 2-0 later on in this one. It's about bottom of the 5th inning. I have Kershaw coming up to the plate. I'm looking to try and do a sacrifice bunt here. I have some good speed on the bases. I went ahead and tried to steal with the sacrifice bunt, unable to get it down. I noticed that if you choose the bunt direction, you have a better chance of getting the bunt down. I don't know if that's necessarily confirmed. Here I went ahead and did that, and I bunted a rocket to third base. Almost a bloop single there from Kershaw over the third baseman's head. I don't know if I've ever seen a bunt hit that hard in real life, but it is what it is. I got a base hit there with Ichiro, and that's going to be a single and a run. It would have been 2 runs if I was able to get the job done with the pitcher. I'm thinking 97 speed would have been able to score from second base on that ground ball up the middle, but later on in the inning, Giancarlo Stanton hits one to third base. His catcher does not make the tag there, and 97 speed scores from third base anyway. So go up 4-0 in this one. There was a contact swing from Kenny Lofton. I'm just looking to flare one out into the outfield with a single to expand the lead a little bit. Now it is a 5-0 game. Brings up Frank Thomas. I liked having Kenny Lofton as my 3-hitter because it does give me a balanced 3-hitter and then a power hitter to back that up in Frank Thomas, and he's going to send a no-doubter out. I missed that one a little bit. It was a low and outside pitch. I was definitely under it, but I did get good okay contact. The opponent paused right there, and he is going to go ahead and concede that game. So we move up to an 873 rating, 874 rating, and now we have Hal Newhouser on the mound facing Felix Hernandez, and I'm trying to finish off this run. I need a few more wins. I got a good amount of points from that last one. I wasn't expecting to get around 20 in the CS. Normally I'd get around 15 points for getting a victory, but there with Frank Thomas, I sat on a sweeping curveball from Felix, and I sent that one out. That's going to be a no-doubter. So Frank Thomas has come up clutch so far in this run. I've been struggling a little bit with him when I was losing, and I got kind of on a losing streak. I was struggling with him, but in the games where I put up a good amount of runs and I'm hitting a lot better, I have done extremely well with that Frank Thomas. So I am glad that I went ahead and selected him. But I'm starting this game off pretty well. I was able to hit a little bit better as I got used to the timing windows and stuff as I moved up in these difficulties. It was once I got once I got out of the DS and All-Star division, or I guess wild card, I meant All-Star difficulty. Once I got out of those difficulties, I was able to play a little bit better. Surprising as that sounds, I was unfortunate. I was only able to score 1 run in that last inning, but then the opponent is responding with a home run that I am able to keep in the yard. I don't know how Stanton didn't catch this ball. It was in his glove, and then it popped out. I'm going to go ahead and go into slow motion here as I got him on the back pick. Ralph Kiner is an amazing card. It's in his glove right there and then bounces out. I timed that one pretty well. The ball comes back into play, hits him in the back, and Joe Morgan is able to score a run. So he wasn't able to take the lead, which is huge. I was able to get out of the inning as well on the back pick, but definitely tied up the game there. Bottom of the 6th inning, Frank Thomas up once again, and he's sending another no-doubter on the same sweeping curve pitch, low and away. I was sitting on it, I waited for it, and I squared it up, and that's going to be a 3-1 game. Felix Hernandez still in the game. I brought in Ty Cobb off of the bench, and he's going to send one into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. And that's exactly why I went to the bench right there in that situation. 1 out in the inning. I'm trying to get something going with the top of my lineup coming up to the plate. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. Hal Newhouser has thrown 7 innings in this one. Pitched a solid game. I really do like that card. He's been the most effective team affinity pitcher that I have. I have the Juan Marichal and a couple of the bullpen guys. But even with the bullpen guys and the Juan Marichal, Hal Newhouser has been the best pitcher for me overall out of those team affinities. Just a solid lefty. He has very good velocity, not the best control, which makes him a little bit tougher to use on the harder difficulties like Hall of Fame and Legend. But here Kenny Lofton is ripping another base hit. That's going to score another run. So he's had a few RBIs here in his debut video. Definitely a solid card. I spent about 140,000 stubs for him, and you get that card from doing the Indians team collection. So you get Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez, Corey Kluber, and a couple solid gold cards. I mean, Trevor Bauer could potentially go diamond. But there we do get the dub. Hopefully we move up to around 890 something, and that way I can, this next game will be indeed for World Series. We move up to 893, so alright, so I'm 7 points away, and we have Cody Bellinger in as our post-game reward. Let me go ahead and reveal these, and there he goes. So, oh well, so much for 15,000 stubs, and possibly some more equipment items, because I did sell those equipment items, and I sold a couple of the players that I had from those special edition diamonds and everything. I sold a few of those players to get this Kenny Lofton, but here in the game for World Series, I am using Juan Marichal, and I mean, he's a great pitcher. At the same time, I've struggled to locate some pitches with him, and he does not throw very hard. So to start the game off, the opponent is sending a no-doubt home run on a hanging changeup. Not the best way to start it off on a no-doubter, but I'm usually giving up a run or two in the first inning, and especially the leadoff guy. I seem to give up a lot of leadoff home runs. The very next batter draws a walk, and that's going to be unfortunate. I went ahead and took an immediate mound visit. I figured game for World Series. I have my bullpens semi-rested. They're kind of good to go, so I figured this would be a bullpen game just from the very first few pitches that I threw. This opponent was having a great couple at-bats here to start this game off. He's also a Twitch streamer. He has Twitch in his name, so I figured he was a pretty good player. He's doing a hit and run there with Johnny Bench. He is going to score the second run of the inning, so he goes up 2-0. And that was a pretty ballsy play. I mean, sends one into the gap. Could have been a line drive double play if Jose Reyes is able to make that catch. But brings up Christian Yelich with 2 outs. And at this point, I'm just trying to get out of this inning. I'm trying to get some confidence back on Juan Marichal's pitches and trying to at least get him a few innings, if that makes sense. I don't want to just use him for 1 or 2 innings. I mean, he's my starting pitcher. I wanted to try to go a little bit deeper into the game. But if the opponent is starting to hit the ball, I can't get behind too many runs, especially playing for World Series. I have to clutch up and try to chip away at this deficit. With the leadoff base hit from Ichiro, that's going to be a great start. 90 speed is on the base pass, and I have to be careful. I don't want to run myself out of an inning. I was able to steal second base, and I chose the right pitch. I think he might have threw a ball in the dirt. And then with Kenny Lofton, I sat on the curveball over the middle of the plate, an extra base hit. He's been definitely the most valuable player for me so far. He's just continued with the rallies. That's going to bring up Frank Thomas, who I've done extremely well with already in this video. And he throws a pitch over the middle of the plate. I believe that was a cutter outside, low and outside. And I squared it up, pulled it into the gap. That's going to be a tie game. So just like that, I'm able to get 2 runs and respond facing this Oral Hershiser. Now I'm looking to settle down a little bit with Juan Marichal. Trying to get some confidence on his pitches. Facing Brooks Robinson, I threw that slider over the middle of the plate, and luckily he didn't do damage on that one. I was able to get the out there. facing Andrew Jones. This opponent had a very nice at-bat with this Andrew Jones. He fouled off multiple pitches. This is a 3-2 count with already some pitches fouled off. 31 pitches in the second inning from Marichal. I mean, just by the way this guy is having some at-bats, I knew this was going to be a tough game. I knew it was going to be challenging. And this opponent's record, he had a lot of games played. He had like 160 wins and 80 or 90 something losses. So he did have a pretty good record, and it was a winning record. So won a couple games for every loss that he did take. So I would expect him to hit well as Andrew Jones lines out to center field. Kenny Lofton was able to make that catch. And then the ensuing inning, the bottom half of the inning, I was able to get something going with Lindor. I'm trying to be aggressive and take the extra base in third base, and I got thrown out on that one. Unfortunate. I definitely should have just left him at second base. That was the go-ahead run, and I wasn't able to score anything in that last inning. I was able to hit a couple sac flies, or what would have been a sac fly, if I was able to keep that guy on second base. But nonetheless, I didn't get the job done. But there's still plenty of game in this one. 2 runs already scored, and I don't want this game to get out of hand. I have to make some good pitches. I can't stray away from that changeup. Even though the opponent was all over it in the first inning and smashed it a couple times, I can't stay away from it. I have to go with those breaking pitches. I have to try to mix it up and utilize that fastball with Marichal. I mean, he throws it 93, 94. He's a great control pitcher, but if I'm not able to get good feedback on the meter, then that's when I'm going to have some trouble with him. That's what I've noticed. And that really goes for any pitcher, but especially pitchers with high control, and he doesn't really have the highest home runs per 9 attribute. There I brought in Tony Gwynn off the bench for Giancarlo Stanton. I wanted to get something going, but what I was saying is, I mean, anytime you hang a pitch with any pitcher, it's going to be hit a lot harder than it would be, but especially with control pitchers, if you have early feedback and you miss your spot, then it's going to be an ugly situation. But anyway, I do have the bases loaded with nobody out, a 2-0 count with Frank Thomas, and he's going to send out a grand slam on a no-doubter. A little bit unfortunate for this opponent that I got some hard base hits and some ground balls that he wasn't necessarily able to make the play on. And just a couple seeing eye singles, but then a big hit from Frank Thomas in that grand slam. He came up huge for me in that situation, breaks the game open. So I'm up by 4. I got a base hit with Pablo Sanchez, and I was able to advance him to second base. Jose Reyes up at the plate. He's going to send one into the gap, and Andrew Jones is not going to be able to track that one down. I don't know if it was because he took a route, too narrow of a route. He had to get behind that one a little bit more in order to make the play, but that was also a very tough play. Jose Reyes hit that one into the gap pretty well. I went ahead and took out Marichal in the third here, bottom of the third inning, brought in Ty Cobb. I wanted to try to break this game open even more and score that extra run of insurance. I figured it would be a bullpen game anyway, and I would go to Blake Trinan or someone else out of the bullpen, but this opponent did go ahead and concede this one. So we are going to make it into World Series, and I made it a little bit sooner this month than I did in the previous month. I just wanted to focus on making World Series as quickly as I could since I did have some time to play this weekend. But I won about, I think it was 11 or 12 games out of the last 14 games that I played. I move up to 9-10. I do have the World Series pack right here for you guys. I'm going to be opening it right now and selecting a reward. We get the World Series banner, the second one of the year so far, and now I'm going to go ahead and select Alex Gordon because at this time he was selling for 121,000 stubs. Bruce Sutter would be the card to pick for this World Series pack if you wanted to keep a player, and I think he's going to end up settling around 50 to 60,000 stubs when it's all said and done. But I wanted to go ahead and get this card as quickly as possible. As you can see, there's only a few listed on the market. I listed him for 121. I got outbid a little bit, and a couple other people as well had him at the same time I did. But I did go ahead and sell him for 114,999 stubs, so roughly 115K. I picked up Mike Trout for 125,000, and that's the card that I really wanted to get. So here's a picture of my game history. As you guys can see, the games I won and some games I lost. I did clip a lot of these games, and I will have some of those videos upcoming here within the next week. But thank you guys so much for watching. I wanted to get this World Series gameplay out for you guys as soon as I played it and as soon as I made it to World Series. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm College Lefty, and have a great day. Peace out.